Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the 777 freighter version by PMDG, and we're flying for Airwego cargo, putting the go in cargo, my favorite one-liner from my virtual airlines. I don't think anyone, I'm trying to think, does any one of my other ones have some sort of one-liner punchline? Nah, I think it's only Airwego, but it's pretty good, I would say, putting the go in cargo. But yeah, we are flying from, which I guess you could see by just seeing the Qatar cargo, we're gonna fly from Hamad to Milano, and specifically to Milano Malpensa, with our alternate being Milan Linate, I think. But let me double check. No, alternate is Frankfurt. Interesting. There we go, suggested another alternate, which was way too close, right? The weather would, I guess, not change that much if we were going to Linate. Not that I even have any Linate scenery. Oh well, look at that. We have some plane cruising very far up. Probably just some small Boeing or Airbus. Maybe it was an Airbus actually. But yeah, not much else. It's gonna be a long flight, so we'll do the kind of pre-flight. We'll get up to maybe not even cruising altitude, and then we'll stop, and then I'll start it for the approach. So we can kind of keep around the 2 hours. Maybe it'll be between 2 and 3 hours of time, which I usually find to be very much sufficient. Otherwise they get a bit too long, right? I mean, I would not expect anyone to watch all of that. I would barely watch 2 hours myself, right? But oh well. Let's see, do we have air traffic? We do have, seems to be some non-AIG traffic, but only one airplane, so not that much. The first thing we can do is though start compass. Let me check if it's already been, because I think it usually gets let me see if I can find it. Oh, I haven't started it seems, so I'll have to start again. Compass, and let's see if we can get it to work. I'm gonna check also here. It is in, but for some reason I couldn't see it, so I'm gonna restart it. There we go, we'll log in. Getting airports, getting NOTAMs. There we go. And what we'll start by doing, I'm actually gonna move this down, we'll get the flight bid. Get the online flight plan. Yes, overwrite everything. So we're basically getting all the data, and we'll put in, so you have a few different freighters. Not all of them could do this flight, but the 777F should have no issues with it, fortunately. Let's check what the minimum fuel, so that should be 6,000 for the minimum arrival. And I usually use this with the final reserve kind of fuel. So yeah, good. That should be it. And then I think we don't need to do anything. We can get the METARs from this, but then it's basically just getting the PIREP, and now it's waiting for taxing and not much else. So I'll move it away. We can see the online flight plan through it as well, but no need to do that. So, I guess we should. Now I'm trying to think, do we have it in the aircraft itself? That's a good question. Let's also see how this one handles now, since I've flown the flight factor one. This could be very interesting. I'm also gonna start the cockpit simulator bridge. make sure it's connected. We need to start here to get that connection. I notice now it's a new aircraft, right? Because this is the one with you can't see it, but it has an Italian flag. I thought that would be more appropriate since we're flying to Italy. But basically, at the back there's an Italian flag, which you can see, not the UK one. I think there's also a Spanish version. I mean, you could just basically change the flag to anything. That's very easy to do texture-wise. Nothing fancy with that. Let me see, we can request ground power. So we get that. And anything else we need to do? Anything else? I mean, at least it looks very similar to the Flight Factor one, but of course a bit of an older add-on. But I still like it. I would say that this is still, I mean, maybe my favorite 777, but it's up there, right, together with the Flight Factor one. They're both good in their own ways. Okay, let's get everything started. And I'm trying to think now, because what I should have done is reloaded the EFB, right, with the, I'm not sure if I have the charts in it. So let me download the charts, so at least we have them. And then I do want to move it to the right place. Let's see, charts for airport, LIMS, and we want to move them to the PMDG folder. So we have the EFB, we have the documents library, common, so let's put it there. It's probably not going to show up now. Okay, it's loading. Let's see if we get any luck. Hopefully it will work. If it doesn't, so be it. Whilst we wait, we can, or I'm gonna set up some of these options that I know I haven't set up with this one. In terms of equipment, EFB, displays. I couldn't find it. That's annoying. No, it could. Thank God, we have it. Yes, happy days. Don't think I have Hamad, but that doesn't matter because we're basically gonna be flying out of this one shortly enough. And I think you can see the airport map anyway here, right? So we'll be fine. Okay, we had the nice sounds starting the 777. We'll put that Diru on, we'll arm the emergency power, and we'll do the nav lights. Let's jump outside. Looks like the nav lights are on. That's happy days, and we can see the ground power connected. These models looks really good actually, these AIG models of the 777 freighter. Just pointing that out. We'll go to auto with this ones. Yeah, that's fine. We can try the fire. Work, service interphone. Yeah, we can put these, so I'll just do all the things I usually do, even though it's not super correct. We can have those. I really like to fill it out. It just looks nicer. We can choose between analog and digital. Doesn't change too much. I do prefer having more stuff visible. Don't need a SATCOM, I think, at least. ROS. Anything else? Let's add all these different calls. 'Cause why not? Can't hurt to have them, even though I'm pretty sure they're not that used. Or I'm not sure if there's like an additional package for that, or you don't usually have them. But we'll add them. Let's say we bought an extra package like you do with your car. Adding some extra features. I think that's it on that. Displays. That's fine. Oh wait, let's see, there are some more options. Anything odd? Nothing that I can see. Failures. What about controls? No, I don't want the joke to be moving. Saves a bit of FPS, etc. So no failures. Other options, simulation. ASN, yeah, this all looks correct. Tiller, yeah. Perfect. We have all of that set up. So now the next step is to get the boarding started, and I think we still do that through this one. So FS action. We can, let me see, we can arm, disarm, open. We can do cargo forward, cargo aft, cargo bulk, and main deck cargo. Let me see actually if that's working now. Yeah, looks pretty good, or very good actually. It's very nice weather as well. The clouds look really good even though they're only 2D. So let's see what kind of weather we get on our route. That's gonna be interesting. You won't see most of it though, since I'll only show you the departure and arrival. But let's see. I'll fill you in if I notice anything. I won't be watching myself either, right? It's too much time. I need to do other things. Okay, so what we'll do next, I'm gonna show you here. We'll do the payload. We'll get all of this set up properly. Hopefully it doesn't differ too much from what we're supposed to have. Because I didn't put in the specific PMDG sim brief thing. So 411.5. So that's 0 fuel. That looks to be correct. That's fine. Payload. Guess we could do cargo, but let's just use 0 fuel. And then in terms of fuel, let's add 107.7. So let's see actually. Yeah, there we go. And then fuel density. Let's say medium range. Oh no, sorry, that changes the actual. I thought that would be for the fuel density. I'm not sure what you want to do with fuel density. Can you delete that? Can you clear it? What is it? 6.24. Can we change to 6? Can we change to 7? Interesting. So what if we do 6.5? Interesting. So maybe it's just a marker. Or is it like you need to have a specific fuel density for it to work properly? But oh well, we won't get focused on that. What we'll do next is get the GSX to start the boarding. I'm actually wondering, do you need to GSX? Can you... we have some options down here. Push back other sim drives, other none. Yeah, we want to have other none. Let me see, anything else? Nothing else. We'll request boarding. Get that going. We don't have to take care of any passengers. So we'll only see our landing rate. Let's hope we remember to check that with Airwego before we accept the flight, because you won't see it elsewhere. They don't really care about landing rates. For better or worse, let's go a bit higher. Change our viewpoint a bit. See what we can see. I'm gonna guess it's mainly Qatar. Ah, small Airbus as well. That's nice. Don't know why these are disappearing when I zoom out. It's like if I zoom out too much, it won't show. But okay. So here we go. We are gonna get things boarded into our plane. And while we wait on that, we can set this one. 230 should be good. Flight directors on. We can go back, because this one doesn't have any SATCOM or similar, so no pushback tag needed. And now I'm using, I should use my hardware one. We don't need to board crew, because we're already in the plane. Yeah. And I guess that's different from the other one, right? You don't have any door here, so that's interesting. Just a little bit of what do you call it? Let me see, fabric. Just some cloth, I guess, covering the door. Okay, let's see. Position in it. Let's use that. We're getting the stuff up and loaded. I really like the thing I got for this with the, you know, that the screens look a bit dirty. That does add to the immersion a bit. This will actually be the first time for me flying to Milan. I got the Airsoft one. They had a huge sale. They had a couple of sales, so I really bought those Airsoft FSDG things. Very good quality. Like, not the best, but up there. Like the let's say the A- category. Okay, LIM. This hardware one. It's a bit slow. So there we go, LIMS, and then the runway we are taking off from is a runway 34 right. And let me just check that we have that that's the correct one we want to take off from. We'll use our dear friend pilot to ADC to verify. So this should be 34 right. Perfect, that's a good one. We can at the same time change actually our, so we'll go to the Boeing one. We'll do heavy. Have I flown anything with Island Air? Don't think so. And let's change to Airwego. So we can save that. Now we have Airwego. We'll import the flight plan from SimBrief. SID not found in ARAC, so that means there's probably a newer SID. We'll just add that manually. And actually we can do that now while we're here. It's supposed to be the Lubets 1. We have the Lubets 2 actually, so that should give us the same. So we can load that SID instead. Looks like a very nice route, flying all the way over Iraq. We're avoiding Syria, as you can see. I guess technically we'll fly over Syria now soon, I guess, because the war is kind of over there, so it's probably soon enough gonna be a thing. Let's have a look at approaches. We are landing at 17 right, so we are doing the, let me see if we can do the Y, or do we want to do the other one? the Zulu one, because we are gonna come. Yeah, we're gonna be here at the Wafra. So we wanna do the Zulu one, right? With the Wafra transition, we don't need any vectoring. So let's activate the approach. I need to still change, I still haven't done that so that they can change the stars and SIDs to keep it a bit more dynamic, but I've just been too lazy. I like to have it well organized. Okay, let's see, this will be the MC4 to Inler, Kuppe, and then we're coming down. So this will be a very interesting approach, and we'll see all the Alps here, so that will be quite spectacular. We'll validate the flight plan. We'll file the flight plan. It's going to be a long flight plan to fill in the sim. And I'm going to connect it now to the sim matches. Let's hope it works. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go, connected. Good, let's move this down. And actually now that we're connected, should we be hearing some talk? We do not seem to be hearing, maybe there's no 80s. Or actually the problem here is that we don't have the radio on. Is it the wrong frequencies we're getting? Let me see. So the OTHH clearance delivery should be 120 at 8.7, while the 80s should be 126 at 8.5. 8.2 should also work.
8 knots. Visibility 6 miles. Sky condition
Okay,
VFR.
it's working
Temperature
good. We have the 80s, so we can use that. In terms of getting our flight plans set up, let's start with the departure one. So it's the Lubetz. We could actually select the runway first of all. And here we have the Lubez 1. So hopefully it shouldn't have too big of a discrepancy. It looks kind of similar. So it should hopefully be fine. Well, let's see. So that's Lubet. Then we have L934. And we're going to Davos. Then from Davos it's L602 to Tasmi. And after that it's UL602 to Godsey. After that it's UM860 to Septu. Then direct to Vuseb. God damn it. Vuseb. And then UM860. Oh, we're doing it again, Odali. So I guess we just kind of diverted from it, and now we're back on the same airway. Okay. Give me that eye. There we go. Odali. UL. God damn. So many waypoints on this one. 852. Nigem. then direct to Anasa, direct to Somyun. Now, goddammit, another double click, direct to, now it was double click again, Peval, and direct to Vic. That must be a VR one. Come on now, give me the right. Vic. And let me see, what's the next one? Adosa. Adosa. And another airway. 6 1 no 6. So L615 to Pexug. And there we go. Now, finally, let's see if we get the right one. So 17 right, it's an RNAV. We wanted to do the RNAV Zulu. So RNAV Zulu on the right one. It's the Pexug. Sorry, I removed this. It's the Pexu with H and Buffra. And now we should have a route without any discrepancies. Look at this, 19 pages of waypoints. My god, that took a bit of time to set up. Let me see if I go back to route page, we can activate and execute that route. And now to just make sure we're not getting anything totally off, because it's a long flight. Let's just do a quick route plan and then just check that this looks reasonable. Which should go up straight line, up in a straight line, and then it should, yeah, we should come there, Tasmi. We go down, then we goes up again, we go across.
Delivery Singapore of 10562, stand Alpha 11, fully ready. 1562, roger, then stand by for apron on 121755 for start.
This looks correct.
Stand by 11755.
And then down and up. Happy days. Very good. We have that. We can do TFC here as well. I guess we can wait with the weather radar. Or does that? Or is it always started? I always forget that. It looks like it started already. Let's just press it. Yeah. Whew. I think that's it with all the boarding and stuff as well. So they were very quick. We'll close all doors. And look at that beautiful cargo plane in the background. Wonder if it took off from here or if it's a... because it's a cargo plane, right? So it might have been parked here, or maybe it just landed. It looks like it's gonna go and take off, right? Let's see. Let's also start the APU. I'll arm all the doors as well. Oh, we need to do the init ref. You never get away that easily, right? Gotta do all the steps in the flight plan. What was it, 6 I said in like the final reserves. I'm just gonna use that. What was the cruising altitude though? That's gonna be important. Let me see, what does it say? 32,000, which I just step plan, but since Pilot 280C have decided on 32, we'll do 32. But that could be fun actually to start doing step plans more. Need to get better at those things. Good. Thrust limitation, etc. We can do that shortly. Let's actually switch to the 80s so we can get the performance info.
2.6. Current QNH is 1014. Arriving runway 16 left, 16 right. Departing runway 34 right, 34 left. Hamad International Airport Information Foxtrot, 1100 local winds are 067 at 8 knots. Visibility 6 miles. Sky condition VFR.
7
Temperature
at 8
28,
knots.
2.6. Current QNH is 1014. Arriving runway 16
Quite
left,
warm.
16 right.
Can that really
Departing
be
runway 34 right,
the
34
weather?
left.
God damn, it's warm.
Hamad International Airport Information Foxtrot, 1100
It's
local
dry.
winds are 067 at 8 knots. Visibility 6 miles. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 28, 2.6.
067 at
Current QNH
8
is
knots.
1014. Arriving runway 16 left, 16 right. Departing runway 34 right,
Auto,
34 left.
auto. Okay, good. That we don't
Hamad
need to
Interna-
listen to more of that. Takeoff weight. We need that information though. We are looking at a takeoff weight of as much as 517,800 with a CG of I think we get this one best here from payload, right? 27.2. Okay, we can hide keyboard. Condition dry. And there we go. Now we have the info. So 141. I'm writing it here on the. Wait a second. Why didn't it wanna? Let me see. 27.2 was the CG. So I'm populating it here now with my hardware one. Thrust 51 in terms of the temp. Takeoff weight was 517.8. Yeah, that looks correct. Winds. No slope. A very hot day today with 28 degrees. So we're almost getting kind of the same reference, but let's use the ones that are calculated by this one. So 141, 146, and 155. Let's also set the trim, which should be 4.3. There we go, 4.3. Let's have a look on the outside. We can move up a bit so we get a better overview of the airport. Oh, we'll soon see that one take off. But good, let's ask for IFR clearance. Airwego 4003 Heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Airwego 4003 Heavy is cleared to Lima, India Mike Charlie climb via the Loop 2 Zulu departure, then as filed. Expect departure runway 34 right. Climb to flight level 240 via the departure.
Oh, we got a
Expect
really
higher
high
clearances 5 minutes after departure.
altitude.
Doha radar director on 119.4. Squawk 5356.
53.
Airwego
5,
4003 Heavy is cleared to Lima, India Mike Charlie climb via the Loop 2
6.
Zulu departure, then
And
as
is
filed.
that one taking
Climb
off
to
now?
flight level 240 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Doha radar director on 119.
Come on, Qatar.
Squawk 5356.
Get those engines going.
Airwego 4003 Heavy readback correct QNH is 1014 contact Hamad ground on 120.22 when ready for pushback. Have a good one.
QNH is 1014 ground on 120.22 Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Okay, good. Do we have the APU? Maybe we can quickly just check that we have the APU. Yeah, this looks good. We can put on all these fuel ones. Let's see this majestic aircraft taking off. Come on. Nice with the ship in the background as well. Not sure what it's waiting for. Okay. And nose is coming up. Come on, Kadar. You can do it. Yeah, look at that beauty. Gear is coming up. Bye bye. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get pushback. Airwego 4003 heavy, ready for pushback.
Airwego 4003 heavy pushback approved.
And we'll be taking off in the opposite direction to that airplane. Does it make sense? No, not really, but that's what we'll do. We don't need this second one. We don't have a co-pilot today. We are doing this the right way. Flying ourselves. We will put this with heading up. Or actually north up in order to be able to see and scroll. And we'll be taxiing down this way. Good. We want you to be ready for pushback, but actually one thing I just realized, small mistake. We need to remove that
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
so let's release those, get the chocks removed. We need to have parking brake set. Let me actually check one thing though before we... What do we have? 1014. So we need to put that in as our... Good, they're all synchronized with each other, so I don't have to tweak. We can also do the checklist quickly. Oxygen, flight instruments. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yes, everything is briefed and fine. We want to do nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, and we'll release parking brakes.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All engines clear. Start at will. Let's have a look on the outside. And we're being pushed now, so that's good, it's working. We'll start with the right engine first. Seems prudent. Yeah, the values are going up. We'll do the fuel control lever. Ah, it's only taken 40 minutes. Could have been longer. Not surprised though. Just the pre-flight usually takes the longest out of anything that I do when I'm flying. But it's also one of the things I enjoy a lot, because if you set it up properly, it's all gonna go well. Not sure why we have the engine shut down. Let me remove that. Let me do that to reject the takeoff. We can do LNAV, and we can have VNAV already armed. Yeah, look at that beautiful engine up and about. Looking very good. And it's kind of stabilized. We'll start the left engine. We see rising N2 values. A bit higher on the duct pressure. Fuel control going on. Let me see, but now it's coming up a lot, the right one. Interesting. Temperatures also, pressure's different, or is yeah, different on both of them. But I guess they will align once the engine is fully on. Airwego 4003 heavy, ready to taxi.
Roger. Call me when you're ready to move.
Airwego 4003 Heavy runway tree 4 right, taxi via taxiways Charlie, Alpha 2, Bravo, Alpha, hold short runway tree 4 right.
Please set parking brakes.
Runway tree 4 right, taxi via taxiways Charlie, Alpha 2, Bravo, Alpha, hold short runway tree 4 right Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We can confirm good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Okay, we got the taxi clearance. We should go to the left as soon as possible here and then just taxi down straight, and then we do a final left turn and then straight and then left. So very kind of quick and easy. Weather radar is on. We can keep terrain on the right one. Runway turn of light and taxi lights. And yeah, perfect. Let's have a look on the outside. Maybe we can change our viewpoint a bit to our normal one. The one that follows it around. But yeah, looks good. Look at this tiny guy compared to the huge ass plane. Okay. Yes, please give us your clearance so we can get started. But we actually have some things to do first. Flap should go to 5. We should actually shut the APU. We have a checklist to do. Anti-ice should be an auto, recall, flight controls and ground equipment. Let's actually check flight controls. Elevators looking good, ailerons looking good, same with rudder. Let's release parking brake. Taxi lights on. Guess we don't need the service interphone. Not really sure what it is. It's for the ground crew or one of those. Let's put on the clock. We're heavy enough so we don't seem to get anything with idle thrust. So let's add a bit of thrust. Nothing too crazy, but enough to get us rolling. Good. Let's maybe align a bit more on the center line. I really like the 777's taxiing in P3D. It is one of the better ones. I think it was upgraded with the 300ER version, that update. Ah, bless me. Sorry about that, guys. And let's turn on the last one here so we don't have to make such a tight turn. Okay, so let's see, we're turning here. Do we have any good viewpoints? Well, we have this one. Pretty nice. Kind of GoPro. The GoPro viewpoint. It's looking very bright out there.
Contact 35 Papa, turn right, taxi via Alpha to holding position Alpha 2.
Turn right to holding point. Alpha 2, traffic. 35 Papa.
I wonder what time I selected. Will this be a night landing or will this be a day landing? Depends how early I selected the day. I didn't even think of that. I want it to be day because I want to see the Alps. Wouldn't mind a bit of, you know, dusk. But let's see. Now I'm very intrigued into seeing what it will be actually. Let's go back to the checklists quickly. Yeah, before takeoff, and then we have after takeoff. So let's see how long we'll be recording until I pause the recording. We can also set this one up to FMC again. There we go.
Center 35 Papa, flaps walking 3063.
Of course, 3063 is my copy.
Still don't need to turn. Ah, leaving beautiful Hamad Airport. Quite new, right? At least I remember it was very fresh kind of an airport. Okay, let's make sure we get back on the center line. Because we need to turn and then turn again. Anything else we need to consider? Nothing I can think of directly. Let's just hope we get a smooth flight and no crashes. If it would crash, I will just do this as a takeoff from Hamad video, I think. Something like that. Let's turn to the left here. Let's turn to the right. That was a bit of sloppy taxiing there. Not my finest moment. Can we turn enough? Yeah, come on. Come on, you fat lord. Turn. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll blame it on spring coming. Usually there's a lot of, what's it called, the seed, pollen it's called in Swedish. That even if you're not allergic you might get a reaction just because it's so much of it. Okay, let's see. We are...
Airwego 4003
yeah.
Heavy contact Hammond Tower on 118.02.
Tower on 118.02 Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, ready for takeoff. Maybe didn't get that. Airwego 4003 Heavy, ready for takeoff.
Airwego 4003 Heavy
Airwego,
winds are
that's what we should
067
call
at
it.
8 knots.
Landing
Runway
lights,
tree 4 right
strobe,
cleared for takeoff squawk 5356.
and that should be about
Runway tree 4 right
it.
cleared for takeoff squawking 5356 Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Hopefully we have no one taking off in the opposite direction. It looks clear, right? Right? Let's tell ourselves that at least. If there's anything tiny, we'll crush it anyway. Okay. Let's get those engines up. Toga. Airspeed alive, checked. Let's maintain the center line if we can. 80 knots, checked. 100 knots, checked. V1. Rotate. Come on. There we go. Gear coming up. Okay, looks like there was no other plane on the runway. I got a bit spooked by those lamps. Okay, let's see, we are climbing now. We can go to flap 0. And we can turn off these lights.
Airwego 4003 Heavy contact Doha radar control on 121.1.
Radar control on 121.1 Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Okay, we are climbing, we can go to standard.
Radar control Airwego 4003 Heavy climbing to flight level 240.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, good morning.
Apparently the flaps didn't go all the way up. Okay, let's see, oh, does it really want us to descend? I just want us to maintain the altitude. Well, luckily we don't have any passengers. So it wants us to keep us below 4,000. But yeah, here we have Dubai, my god. Qatar. Doha, to be exact. But I guess it's such a small place that it's basically, you could say it's Qatar. Okay. Are we gonna get any clearances? It's gonna take a bit of time. So I'll put on the autopilot, which should do a good job of helping us maintain our flight level. We can check some checklists. Descent is the next one, so nothing to see. We can go to engine, make sure the APU is off. Good. No seatbelt signs needed. I guess if you have some people in the back, right? Not that uncommon, right? But yeah, looking pretty good. Do I want to take a picture maybe? Let me see. Not the best background. It's a bit boring. You can see the skyline, right? But that's about it. That's about the fun of it. I'm actually gonna put this up to 32,000, which was our cruising altitude, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's see. We're gonna go to not init, not root. Here, performance, 32,000. And let's see now. About 5 nautical miles, and then it's gonna be all the way up to 32,000. And it wants to give us a higher one, actually. But I think we only have 32 with
Airwego 4003 heavy
yeah, with
contact
pilot to
volume
see.
center on 126.7.
Center on 126.7 Airwego 4003 heavy.
The water looks pretty good here. I really like the reflections of the clouds.
Center Airwego 4003 heavy climbing to flight level
Very well done. Very well done.
Airwego 4003
Lockheed
heavy,
Martin.
good morning.
Okay, let's see. Now we should be able to climb a bit more. Let me see if I have to press the... once we pass this point. So the VNAV button. Oh, we gotta wait, we gotta wait. Let's scroll back. Let's press... now it's climbing by itself. Very nice. Some stuttering. I don't know why I get it around here. My main thing is that I think it's because of some airport. I have like a Kuwait freeware one that doesn't work that well, so I'm a bit afraid because we're gonna be flying right over it. So I hope there's no bug with loading in or similar. Or maybe we'll just miss it actually if we're lucky. It's an old FSX one that I tried to change. There's something off with that airport, the Kuwait one. I'll have to look at it at some point, one day in the future. But yeah, not much to say. We are now climbing very fast, leaving Doha behind us, on our way above the cloud layers. In terms of the weather, let me just have a look what it's saying. So destination wise, it's supposed to be pretty good. 5 knots wind, nothing too bad. QNH 1016, a bit higher barometric pressure. Clear skies, so that's very nice. No clouds. Alternate looks good as well. In terms of the en route weather, it looks like we'll have a bit of a tailwind to start off with. which will slowly turn into a bit of a crosswind from the north. Not that fast, what we're talking about, and I'm looking at through these ones, right? Let me see, actually, if we go higher up, so we'll have a bit of a tailwind here at 30, between 34 and 32, 35 knots. Yeah, so a bit of so let's see, actually, it will be hopefully good wind, even though here it says we have a totally different one. Oh wait, sorry, am I... No, sorry, I'm reading it the wrong direction, right? It's from the back one, right? That's how you should look at it. So this makes sense, right? So we have a headwind, not a tailwind, my god. Yeah, good times, good times. Need to get more used to reading those. Being a bit sloppy. Let me see though, what point is this? This is like the early ones. Paton. Yeah, that will be the wind, so we'll have headwind. Unfortunately, no tailwind. We're above 10,000, we can turn these off. The lights are otherwise off, seatbelt signs off. Let's have a look that we got everything with compass. We did get everything with compass. So that's perfect. And now we basically just gotta ride this out. Let's see until maybe we get above the cloud cover, which we seem to be doing now, slow and steady. So we're climbing like crazy. Look at this rocket ship. 4,000 feet per minute. Those engines are really working overtime and hard to get us where we need to be. Let's have a look from the outside. Yeah, it looks really nice with the Italian flag there at the back. Qatar below us. Soon to be Bahrain, I presume. I guess we'll be flying over that. Or close to it at least. Any weird weather here? No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, I'll pause here and then I'll be back in a couple of hours to wrap this up. Yeah. And I guess now we are at 20,000 feet, and when I come back we'll probably be around 32, just before the descent point. So we can do the approach briefing, etc. Make sure we are somewhat accustomed to that. But yeah, let's see. See you soon. Hello. We are back in business using the cinematic mode of chase plane. We still have a bit to go. Around 50 minutes, give or take. So still quite some time to go on this flight, but we are back in business, ready to prepare our approach and our descent. So let me just get this one back out of that nice cinematic mode. So as you can see, it's not long left. It's less than 320 nautical miles. But of course there's a bit of turning and twisting, so it will take some time. In terms of when our descent will start, it's in quite some time. We still have Peval, Vik, Adosa and Idrek. So we're still talking about 110 nautical miles until our descent will start. So we have some time, but I thought it's better to have some time than to have too little time. And as you can see, let me just change the viewpoint quickly so we don't have to see the cargo hold. Let's see. Maybe this will do. But as you can see, we have the nice now I need to think. Croatia, right? and then Slovenia further up. We can't really see the Alps yet, at least not properly, but we'll see them soon enough. In terms of the situation otherwise with the plane, I came and checked a couple of times, and I think the only thing that's maybe stood out a bit is let me see if I can get the compass open. Is that let's see, is that the fuel? We've used quite a bit of fuel. I don't know why I wanted to open compass for that. The one I want to open is the it's the flight plan, so we can compare. So let me jump in and be a pilot for once. Oh, looks like we have some red weather in front of us. Very intriguing. How far was it? Those might be some. I don't think there was any risk of thunderstorms. Do we have it on a more down gain? No, it's on 0 gain. Interesting. But yeah, before we start looking here and doing that, let's compare progression. So we'll go to the progression page. We're going to be at 26.1. We should be at 31. We have lost about 5 pounds.
Airwego 4003
Well,
heavy
not 5 pounds, but 5 tons of pounds, or whatever you call it. So quite a bit. So I guess the weather has been worse than expected. Probably more headwind.
Expect the PEXU-3 hotel arrival with the PEXIC transition for the RNAV Zulu approach to runway 17 right with the VAFR transition Airwego 4003 heavy.
Good. We got the descent clearance. And we can wait quite a bit still before we start descending. We'll follow the descent that they gave us, or that the computer has given us, the flight management. We'll do outbreak 2. We can actually do that first of all. So we'll do performance, show landing. We'll do an airport search. So LIMC. 17 right, condition. And that's a good question. What's the condition now? I don't think there's been rain. I checked it a bit earlier, so we can go with a dry one. We're supposed to have a, let me see, the wind should be a bit variable. So 2-3. Let's see, we didn't get it typed in. 235 at 7 knots. No QNH. Well, we can steal that from Windy. Let me see, LIMS 8 is Windy. 1015. 1015. So there we go. Flap configuration. I guess it's flaps 30. Auto and auto. And that seems to be all we need to calculate it. Interesting. No landing weight, etc. 154 was the recommendation.
Airwego 4003 heavy descend to cross PEXIC at flight level 140.
It's giving us a much lower one.
The PEXIC 3 hotel arrival.
Very
with
interesting.
the PEXIC transition to cross VAFRA at or above 5,500 feet. QNH is 1015 at Malpensa Airport.
If we put this ones to off, what do we get? 154.
3 hotel arrival with the PEXIC transition to cross VAFRA at or above 5,500 feet. QNH is 1015 Airwego 4003 heavy.
Okay, so nothing too much more. And what was the clearance now down to? It was at about 5,500. We can already put that into our system. 5,500. The weather is looking pretty decent apart from the red clouds in the front. What do we have here? A320, right? Unclear which one though. Just able to get a quick enough view, but there it is. Let me just change to the easier view so we can roll around a bit. But okay, we have landing stuff. Maybe we are doing the RNAV though, so maybe we should hope that we have the right documents for that. So we're using this one and we'll be going down. This is an old one from '05. My god. Things will not be as relevant. We're coming in with the... Let me check. With the PEX. So SIDS. Let's see, do we have anything for 17 right here? We should, but... Isn't that hilarious? The one we're missing is the one we're landing at. How's that even possible? Okay, so we don't have that, it's too old, that chart. Should have checked that, to be honest. Trying to figure out, could we find another one? Well, here we found something that's '09. Maybe this is a bit newer. Let me see, do we have 17 right? Nothing on 17 right. Must that be... Maybe there's been some changes to the airport, right? Let me see, LIMC chart, 17 right. It's saying it's not usable for landing. So why the hell is it included? Let me check this. This is very interesting. Run away, run away. Let me see, 17 right. Trying to find the information on this runway, but it's proving tricky. I mean, it seems to be a normal runway, like 17 left. Is it just that it's not used for? What about this other one? Let me see, 17 right.
Good morning, Club 27 Mike, Calico 130 Good morning, Club 27 Mike, Calico 130.
Okay, at least in the past it doesn't seem to have been used for landings. Which I find very interesting. That's SIDS. We don't want to do approach charts. Here we go. RMP. And we chose Zulu, right? Let me see if I can get it, find it on a page where it's actually viewable. Ah, goddamn, just all the payware ones. And a lot of the ones with 17 left. That's a bit of a bummer. But I mean, technically it's not gonna be that different. We can probably use 17 right to get the minimums. Sorry for that, I was pushing the mic a bit. But yeah, it's not optimal, but I'm gonna guess it's quite a similar approach. Let me have a look here in what they say about. Do we have RNAV? I only have the VOR ones, which aren't that. But didn't I find one that was 17 left? No, that's Reno. Let me see Milano charts. There must be like Italy AIP. Oh, maybe it's not available. Goddamn Italians, not keeping it available. That's annoying. Must be somewhere. Which one is this then? City of Colorado. I'm finding everything is 17 left, etc. But hell, I'm even finding Milan Linate. But not the one I want. But now I'm wondering if I might have it. Let me see. Might have it as a Nav Data Pro chart. Could that be it? Doesn't look like it. God damn it. Where is it hiding? Must be some chart somewhere. Because I need it for my minimums. Let's check. Where did I put it? Aerosoft. What was it called? Milan Malpensa. We have the manual though, but the manual doesn't include anything about charts. That sucks. It's so yeah. At these moments I really wish I had the Navigraph. But we do have one option, which I didn't even think of. ChartFox. No. Ah, come on. They don't have it. What? No. What? That's crazy. Not even ChartFox have it? Okay, we are gonna do some extrapolation. We'll say it's around 1000 in the barometric. That makes sense, right? Let's put that to 1000. The main key will be checking that it's actually okay, 1000. Let's see what the altitude is. So they're gonna be relatively similar, 745. So that should be fine. Since it's an RNAV approach, we won't need to use any ILS or similar, so we should be fine. We don't seem to have been flying through any bad weather, so that's good. Happy days. We just missed it. There are some here and there. Let's check the recording. 1 hour and 60 minutes. We have about 30 minutes to go. Okay, so it should be around a 2-hour flight like I had anticipated. Still haven't started descending, so no point in checking anything else. We are at 39.9. What's our prog page telling us? We should be at the DOSA 32.2. We're getting a bit of a crosswind. No, sorry, 32. 23.2. 23.2 should be at the DOS, and we're now at 23.8. Oh, sorry. Well, we need to confirm with the flight plan, right? That's the big check. So according to this one at DOSA, we should have been at, let me see, at DOSA 28.5. Yeah, so we're quite a bit below. We'll start after IDREC, we'll start descending. Which makes sense. We can check our checklist here. We have pressed the recall button. All is good. All is good. Notes. No notes. Auto brake. We'll go with 2. That seems prudent. Landing data. And approach briefing. We don't have a chart. But we should be fine, right? There's been worse things that has happened. Altimeters. We are aware of those. .1015. We just, I guess, need to remember to set them once we are on the approach. We have about 20 nautical miles to go before we start descending. And we are at around 140 nautical miles from the airport. But in terms of actual nautical miles, still 200. So quite a bit to go. I actually wish Airwego had some more planes to fly from. Specifically, they have really well-established livery, or well-established liveries for P3D and X-plane, but they really don't have anything for. Well, no, actually, not even for X-plane. They have for MS. They have for Microsoft Flight Sim. They have a well-established kind of liveries. They have a few for P3D and X-plane, but they don't have that many, which I would want to help them with. It would take so much time to learn to do the paintings. But one day. I think the ones I have now is basically SIBO and the Laminar A330. That's my X-plane ones from Airwego. P3D has a bit more, but there could be a lot more. But I've been able to get them the Just Flight BAE 146 and the Max, the iFly Max liveries for P3D, so that's been nice to be of use there. This aircraft is beautiful. That's one thing for sure. It's just so nicely proportioned. It's not that unique for itself, but it just... It looks heavy and it is heavy. The ultimate wide body, I guess you could say. Let's have a look if there's anything on sale or something that I should vouch for, but doesn't look like there's any good sales. Some Mexican stuff. FSCGAA has a sale. They have pretty good stuff. Not gonna lie. Like not the best, but like mid-tier. And that was about it. What about Avsim? What's new on the forums? Yeah, nothing that interesting. Can't even connect to Avsim, so that might be why there's nothing interesting. Let's check Reddit for the flight sim community. I thought there was gonna be more info from the, I think was it Rotterdam or Amsterdam who had the flight sim thing, but nada, nothing. Yeah, nothing interesting actually. And we've started our descent now, so that's good. Quite a slow descent. 1,800 now. We're gonna increase a bit. We are less than 80 nautical miles, so time flies fast. And we should now be able to see a bit of the Alps. Maybe we wanna move a bit. We should see kind of the lower parts of the Alps. Getting a bit of stuttering, so that's a bit annoying. But it's actually very pretty to see the ground. I think one of Mattia's best photoreal areas is northern Italy. It just looks spectacular. It looks basically through Earth level. It's just very good. And yeah, was free right back in the day. So it just looks amazing. I mean, of course these red things, but apart from that, it's very pretty, as some Swedish people would say. Let's check also that we have PyTC. We have crossed the flight level 140 at Peksu. We're never gonna be at Peksu 140. Doesn't have to be at Peksu, right? The restriction is to be between 11,000 and 19,500, so we should be fine. The only annoying part is that we have to go a bit around, but maybe you can get a direct... I got that once, so let's see if they are, you know, willing to give us something more. Probably not gonna actually, now that I'm checking the... It would be nice with a bit of a shortcut, but well, not the end of the world. Okay, still descending. we can maybe open the notepad and put in the data. Let me just check if there's anything we need to be. No, nothing. 1015. So we can just write that here into the scratch pad. That's the altimeter. Let me wait before putting anything else. I don't think there's much else to think about. Maybe we can have just a look a bit at the map. There should be some stars that will tell us. There will be old stars, but they'll tell us a bit of what we should expect. Okay, so that's Milan. It really increases once you get closer to the Alps in terms of the heights. Yeah, none of these are really that applicable. And now we're at SIDS actually. Yeah, the problem with using very old charts, they are really outdated. But could be worse, could be worse. We couldn't have any charts at all. Now we have at least something to use. We have about 140 nautical miles to go, 20 minutes. This has been a long flight. Trying to think how long we've been flying for. Can I see it somewhere? It's basically been a 6-hour flight, give or take. Very long, never does. Getting tired, it's so comfortable just sitting here having the aircraft do autopilot showing us the way. Must be some news. I know TFDI had an update, but there's still no PW engines. I mean, I'm surprised about that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, nothing interesting. I got stuck on reading these arguments. It's crazy, this flight sim community. It's so toxic with people, you know. Some are really nice, and there's always these people that wants to argue about everything. So much things to argue about. Let's see if there's any news on anything. Anything interesting? Nope, nothing. Well, one interesting thing is that Metro Air added the flight factor and the Inibils A350 to their fleet, which is nice. Even though I do feel like some of these, they basically add every aircraft. Metro Air is pretty good, they've kept it quite balanced. I would though, because they do use 787 and the 777, so I'm not sure the A350 fits into the picture. They did add the TFDI MD-11 though. But I think the key to do it nicely with these, let's call them the fictional virtual airlines, is to add deliveries, right, for maybe different aircraft, maybe have them different time periods, right? Because I guess everything has kind of, you know, the fleets develop, right? So that's a fun way to do it, I would say. And that way you can also keep it somewhat slim, the current fleet, while still allowing people to fly. But I guess that's more of a gimmicky thing. Doesn't really matter, right? It's more semantics. And now we're getting quite a bit of stuttering, which I usually get around North Italy. It's one of my worst regions as well, for some reason. I guess just because it's very heavily populated, a lot of autogen loading in. Then you have the mountains. You know, it's a lot of pressure on that small little CPU. Look at this beauty though, these engines. Yeah, this is a beautiful aircraft. And actually the first time I'm flying the Italian one, I think I said that during the first part of the video, but yeah, still interesting. Now I don't even know what the transition altitude is. 6,000, is that it? For 17 as well? Yeah, 6,000. So let's be prepared. We should have the airport right in front of us. Kind of meshes quite well with the surroundings. Which is nice to see in P3D, doesn't always do that, so very nice. Let's put on the seatbelt sign, not that it matters. How's the fuel looking? Still looking okay.
Airwego 4003 heavy contact Milan radar control on 134.17.
Should be about 5 higher,
Radar control on
26.7.
134.17 Airwego 4003 heavy. Radar control Airwego 4003 heavy descending via the PEXU-3H arrival with the PEXIC transition to 5,500 feet.
Okay, we're still descending.
Airwego 4003 heavy, good afternoon. Continue descent via the PEXU 3 hotel arrival.
Chris
with the
Pine's
PEXIC
back.
transition.
Continue descent via the PEXU-3 hotel arrival with the PEXIC transition Airwego 4003 heavy.
Or at least it sounds like Chris Pine's voice. I was trying to Google it frantically here. Is it really Chris Pine? I think it's just AI voices that are a bit more crispy. Yeah, but look at this. It looks absolutely astonishing. Yeah, some differences, right? That may breaks the immersion a bit. Oh, but look at that. There we have Atlantic Sun. Well, look at that. What type? ERJ? No, not ERJ. That must be. God damn, when I can't see it because it's just 711. Maybe CRJ. Well, very cool to see it fly actually. Adds to my virtual or fictional virtual airline immersion. Okay, we have about 35 nautical miles before we turn back, and Can we request a direct? That would be interesting. Let's see, what do we have here? Approach requests. You can request the vectors, etc.
Okay, that's fine. Foxtrot, descend to level 150.
Level 150, identified.
Foxtrot, you are destination of Lima.
I took Sierra Papa Lima, identified.
You have the traffic in sight, but I haven't heard them ever asking for traffic in sight from me, so I'm not sure they do that, but apparently that's something you can tell pilot to. You see that you have traffic in sight, but maybe that's future additions, right? Let's see, we're coming up to 10,000 feet. We'll put down the landing lights. Anything else? We can soon do the altimeters, but no stress. Still about 15 minutes before we land.
Over 775, passing 60, climbing 90.
Hello, OTHH 550, Omega.
55250 direct Omega, thank you, over 775.
Da, da, da. I was watching Formula this weekend. I don't know if you guys watch Formula, but very interesting start to the season with a lot of rookie drivers, and you really notice it, right? Because they do make a lot of mistakes. For some reason, Formula 1 is really like experience helps a lot. But then they, they just break out, some of those young ones. They figure it out, Piastri, etc. And they just go on to become really good drivers.
Victor, you started back to the
Radar, Transavia 5033 out of 8,200 climbing level 130 to Garminghausen.
Hello, Transavia 5033, level 190.
Still looking good, we're still at 10,000 feet. Let me have a look, how long do we want us to stay at this altitude? For quite some time actually. So no stress, we're on our second cruise altitude. We have to enjoy a bit of the views here in Italy. Then we can go to the GoPro position.
Heading 215, stop it at that. Good morning, Orange 789 out of 68, we'll fly level 1.
Orange 789, RGA, fly level 250 to Omega.
Fly level 250 to Omega, Orange 789.
Okay, we're assume I'm turning right. Okay, we're turning in, finally. We still have another right turn to make. I guess we'll do in this arc, so technically this is 2 right turns. And then we'll do another right turn to get on to final. So we're flying away from the Alps, and we're flying back to the Alps. I would still assume in real life you would get quicker direct. I mean, what's the point flying if there's no traffic, right? But we'll immerse ourselves in that there was a lot of traffic, even though it wasn't. Let's see. I'm not seeing that much.
Speed to 50, level 70, Academy from 0.
Okay, how much left? 50 nautical miles. God damn, 12 minutes. Let's have a look at our stats. I'm really interested in seeing our fuel situation. Yeah, we're burning quite a bit. I mean, we're flying low and relatively fast still at 240 knots. And what's that's gonna, or what's the impact of that on our flight plan? Let's see. At MC 420, we should be at 20. And we should be at 25.9. Okay, so we haven't made up for any of these failures. What's very interesting though is that we're going to be landing with a tailwind. How the hell? Or possibly not, but let me have a look. Maybe it's different down low. Yeah, it's different down low. Interesting how it can differ so much. And I guess we're still a bit of distance away from the airport as well. Let's be prepared to start descending soon. think it will be after this next. Let me go to the legs page. Sorry, to remember to use my hardware one. Da, da, da. Still looking pretty good. But okay, yeah, so we are now coming in here at Inler. And then we're gonna go Kubbe. I think Inler is also where you're at the holding point if you have a missed approach. So good to be aware of. Not that we can verify that with any chart since we don't have that. At least I haven't been able to find any chart covering that runway. Oh no, Metro is replacing their 747-800s. No, how dare they? God damn, Metro Air can't replace the glorious 747-800s. And with the A350 of all of them? No. God damn. I really wish there were fictional virtual airlines that really flew the classics. That would be nice, just for a change. There's so many that are these magenta ones. Walker Air is pretty good in that sense. They have everything, so you can really choose what you want to fly. They have classic liveries as well. But I wish there was some that didn't have any modern ones, right? Maybe they could focus on even giving, you know, training materials and stuff to fly different approaches, etc. Have maybe databases for nav databases for all VORs, etc, etc. What would be really cool is to have, of course, airports with old layouts, but that's yeah, maybe not the most cost efficient. I mean, who wants to get an old airport? Technically, I mean, there's pay where add-ons that are probably now, if you find P3D for example, you can probably find some that are like 15, 16 years old that will have old layouts, but they might not look that good. This is interesting with the PMDG one. You can't open the window. You can do that on the flight factor one. And another thing in favor of the flight factor, can't really press these circuit breakers. So it's good to be aware of. Okay, we're now coming down slowly and steadily towards 6,000 feet. It's not a lot left. Let's check. When did I actually fly for Atlantic Sun? I haven't flown for them now for a while again. I flew on the 7th of March. Not that far. Oh. Probably need to take them out, the ERJ, out for a flight with the Atlantic Sun. I really want to get up to 50 hours there. But it takes a bit of time because there's no long haulers right on the lower levels, so you really have to fly a lot of regional routes. Like for example Malmö or Hanover, which are the two back and forths I've done thus far. There we can see the beautiful mountains, the Alps. still odd though. I still prefer. I mean, I can see that it's not maybe as crisp. It looks really good, of course, in order delay by Matthias. Really nice photoreal, but I still prefer it over X-Plane. I'm not sure why. I'm trying to see, you know, is it more crisp? But I mean, it looks kind of similar crisp to X-Plane. It's something with the light. I mean, just the ground textures, just somehow, just a tad bit nicer in P3D. Of course, now I have these. I mean, the full P3D isn't nice. Let's not kid ourselves. But with the photoreal, P3D becomes really awesome. Specifically with good photoreal. Okay, we can check away the standard one. Double check with our notepad. Yeah, 1015. We have the right one now. One thing I'll do already, just so I don't forget the lights. I've been forgetting them a couple of times now. We'll make sure we have the speed brake armed. We gotta be prepared to also, yeah, do the rest of the things. Let's see, position. That's pretty neat. So we can see basically the radial. Anything else? I have the FPV.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, you are 6 nautical miles northwest of the airport. QNH is 1015 cleared for the RNAV Zulu approach
Continue
to runway
descending since we got
17
the
right
clearance to
with the VAFR
approach.
transition at Malpensa Airport.
QNH is 1015 cleared for the RNAV Zulu approach to runway 17 right with the VAFR transition at Malpensa Airport. Airwego 4003 Heavy.
That should be good enough. God damn, still not using my hardware one. I'm too used to using the one in the sim. Should've gotten just, I'm gonna get an iPad at some point as well. Try to see if I like that and have that set up on the side as well. Then I might be able to avoid getting any sort of separate EFB, or not EFB, sorry, any sort of separate FMC. It would be cool, of course, if we could have it as an EFB, right? That would be the same logic. And then I guess you could switch with an iPad, you could switch from using it as an EFB to an FMC, etc. So more varied in that sense. Okay, we're turning in now. We have another aircraft coming here. Has it departed or is it coming in for landing? And look at this. I mean, it's the mountains, I think. They just look so much better with the mesh. They look really good in P3D. They just look amazing with the ultimate mesh. Not gonna lie. I think that's one of the key things as well that P3D really wins on. And hell, even the water looks pretty decent here. And I'm saying in terms of X-Plane, because that's the only comparison I can make, to be honest. And let's see, what do we have there? That's a TAP Embraer? Or is it a A220 maybe? Ah, now I did the other way. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't the A320. We got an FMC message, drag required. Haters always gonna hate. We'll go to flaps 1. We have set the altimeter. So now it's just the landing. I'm gonna disconnect the auto throttle. Let's see if we press there. So we can do this visually. Let's also activate the approach mode. No, let's not activate the approach mode. But there isn't any. Let me check. There isn't any send RNAV, right? So what the hell is it even trying? I mean, if I activate approach, shouldn't that activate?
Airwego 4003 Heavy
Let's do
QNH is
VNAV.
1015 at Malpensa Airport. Contact Malpensa Planning Tower on 120.9er.
QNH is 1015 tower on
Let's go
120.9er
flaps
Airwego
15.
4003 heavy.
We have landing gear coming down.
Tower Airwego 4003 heavy inbound for RN80 approach runway 17 right.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, good
Yeah.
afternoon. Continue RNAV to runway 17 right call when established on final.
Let's do
Continue
manual
RN80
controls.
runway 17 right will call when established on final Airwego 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's see. We're just gonna land even though the AI is here. I know it's not technically correct, but I really don't feel like doing a what's it called? Rejected landing and a missed approach. So we're just gonna wing it. Sorry for that, A220. Okay, let's see, we're a bit high.
Airwego 4003 heavy winds are 187 at 2 knots. Cleared to land runway 17 right.
Hey, they gave us landing
Cleared to
clearance.
land runway 17 right Airwego 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's see, everything is set up correctly, speed brakes, etc. Okay, a bit of lag, just when you don't want it. Just when you don't want it. Yeah, that A220 better get out of the way. We're gonna crush him. Okay, let's see what we're getting now.
100.
Oh,
50, 40.
goddamn speed auto troll was activated. Can we get down? Actually, we're gonna crash into that. We're gonna do the missed approach. I don't know what happened there.
Airwego 4003 heavy contact Malpensa ground on 121.9er.
Ground
Let's
on
make sure we don't.
121.9er Airwego 4003 heavy.
I need to do the flaps. Here we go, 4003. Missed approach.
Airwego 4003 heavy, this is Malpensa ground on 121.9er.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
we need a lot.
I can't handle that request.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's oh, they put us to ground. My god. Here we go, 4003 heavy. Missed approach.
Airwego 4003 heavy execute the published missed approach for RNAV to runway 17 right contact Milan radar control on 13.4.17 to request another approach.
How did I manage to get the
Execute the
auto
published
throttle? It
missed
must have been
approach
that I
for
pressed
RNAV
that
to
one.
runway 17
Ah, I
radar
thought that was
control on
disconnected, but I probably
13.4.17
reconnected it.
Airwego 4003 heavy.
I'm going for the published missed approach. The only problem is I don't know the
Radar
altitude.
control Airwego 4003 heavy, request radar vectors for the RNAV Zulu approach to runway 17 right with the BAFRA transition.
Let me put it to 5,000. I think that sounds reasonable, right?
Airwego 4003 heavy turn left to heading 350 vectors to the RNAV approach for runway 17 right at Malpensa Airport. Climb and maintain flight level 100.
Turn left to heading 350 vectors to the RNAV approach for runway 17 right, climb and maintain flight level 100
That's the one.
where we go 4003 heavy.
Turn left. Why the hell does it want us to turn left? Now we're turning right. They did say 350 though, in my own defense. Let's do 5,000, that should be fine. question is how we do this properly now. It was quite an easy missed approach though. They kind of quickly gave us the vectors, which I just followed. What I should have done is just activated the LNAV, right? And that was 3000. So really not that high. Flight level 10,000. Okay, so they really want us to climb. Let's wait. Now this one went a bit crazy. We don't wanna overspeed, right? We do wanna climb 10,000. That's what we were asked. We're gonna do it. Let's not do that. It's gonna eat a bit of our fuel though, so I hope we don't get too low with that. I mean, we shouldn't. We have enough to. Since we lost quite a bit, that's the only bummer. Okay, let's see. Now we're still climbing. No flaps, etc. We're really pushing this bird to its maximum. Funny how I said I wasn't gonna do a missed approach even though the aircraft was there, and then I ended up doing a missed approach because I just couldn't get the throttles working and I crashed into the aircraft as well. I basically took out two birds with one stone. Happy days. Let's actually get this one set up again. This approach, right? We can do the Wafra transit. Oh, we should actually start descending now, right? Quite a bit as well. I'm gonna really add the speed brake. I didn't even think of that, but we need to get back down. Yeah, I want them speed brakes to be extended. Let's do the LNAV. Let's do Wafra. Now we should have a new missed approach, which we do. Now let's actually get this auto throttle working as it should. So the mistake I did last time was that I pressed here. Huh. What the hell? Why didn't that activate this time? I have no clue anymore. Yeah, really no clue. Okay, let's see, how far down should we be? We should be at 3000. 2200 actually. A bit of a crazy dive here. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't work. We'll soon know. Let me decrease a bit though the descent rate. So we don't speed over 250. We can at least try to do that, right? The lights, I didn't do anything with those. I need to practice missed approach procedures. Specifically when you have them easy like this, right? Just activate the LNAV, follow that. And do the steps correctly, right? I'm trying to think. So I guess you add toga. You go to flaps, lower flap setting. Maybe the one for takeoff, right? And then you pull up the gears. I guess the important part is to get the gears up so you don't have that drag. Okay, we made it. Thank God for speed brake.
2500.
Powered to a certain extent at least. Okay, let's really decrease the descent rate here. We don't need to go crazy though. We should actually be above 3000, which I, of course, did not take note of. We're still following LNAV. We're losing speed quite nicely. We're gonna be very low. Should be much higher. Well, much and much, but a bit higher. Let's check. The altimeter is correct. Now let me check if I can now say that we're ready for landing or on final. Airwego 4003 Heavy established on final.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, this is Milan radar control on 134.17. Sorry, I can't handle the request.
Well, hand me over the tower.
Too low, terrain.
Let me see. So now we're on the right. I'm gonna add a bit of thrust again. Going to flaps 1. That must have said because we're so low to the ground, right? We don't really want that. I mean, look at that. That must have been super low. My god. Sorry about that, guys. Bad approach. Let's add a bit more thrust, but not too much. I'm gonna be a bit careful. And now I want to check again. That's the one we're landing on. I can take manual control now. Then we press there. Maybe we can switch. Airwego 4003 Heavy established on final.
Airwego
It worked.
4003 Heavy winds are 187 at 2 knots.
We'll take that.
Cleared to land
Even
runway
though I guess
17
technically it wasn't correct to.
Cleared to land runway 17 right, Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Oh, I forgot the gears? How the hell did that happen? Rookie mistake, guys. Very rookie mistake. Okay, let's get the speed brake out. Let's not dive this one. We don't have any rush. We're pretty okay aligned. We're pretty okay on the final one, just for the speed. The speed was awful. We were way too fast. Or way too fast. What was it, like 154 we should have been at? Well, at least 5 knots. That's noticeable. Okay, let's get that speed now. Luckily this one is quite reactive to, you know, when you add speed you really feel those huge G engines throttling up. Okay, now it looks much better, right?
500.
No aircraft on the runway, that's good. Had to double check, we don't want to end up in a similar situation that we just were in. We want to do a smooth landing. The normal stuttering. Okay, let's see now if we can.
Approaching minimums.
I'm actually gonna disarm those, so I don't want any issues.
Minimums.
Minimums continue. Okay, still looking good. Or good enough. We're a bit slow actually.
100.
100. I guess it's in line with the ref.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay. A bit late. But I'll accept that. First time landing at this airport. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Full thrust reverse is activated. Look at that beauty. We'll deactivate everything, go to manual braking. Okay, Wow, we did it. Another long haul flight, even with a missed approach, due to some bad management of the throttle and together with AI disturbing my nice approach. Airwego 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi. Strobe.
Airwego 4003 Heavy contact Malpensa ground on 121.9er for taxi clearance.
Okay, right, this clear. Some EasyJets here.
Airwego 4003 Heavy.
Pretty nice looking airport. What do we have here? Some Airbus. Maybe it was the A320. Airwego 4003 Heavy, established, ready to taxi. My god.
Airwego 4003 Heavy, this is Malpensa ground on 121.9.
I totally butchered that call. Airwego 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi. Did we get it through now? Look at this beautiful cargo. Hey, we got it through, but now we're getting it. Okay, perfect.
4003 Heavy taxi to gate Charlie 5 via taxiways Whiskey, Kilo, Yankee.
And there another plane landed. Ah, one of the Atlantic Sun ones. That's cool. Taxi, taxi, taxi. C5. Well, we can try. Doesn't hurt to taxi to the one they recommended. Not sure though what's the, if there's like a domestic or international terminal at this airport. Because I guess we would be an no wait, sorry, we're not we are a cargo plane. We should not be going to that sort of a terminal. We're gonna be turning around. We should be going there with the Fly UK arrow. God, that's why I should never. Actually, one thing I do wonder, can you tweak that? Can you tweak that you're a cargo? Doesn't seem like it, because that would be the next cool thing, right? Because then you could get like the cargo gates, right? But oh well, you can't get everything in life. I'm pretty content with just choosing my own gates. I mean, I'm not ruining anyone else's immersion flying on VATSIM doing my weird turns and twists, and it saves me a lot of time. Okay. Well, a lot of time. Doing my missed approaches, but takes a lot of time. So I only have myself to blame. But okay, we can check actually Airwego. Our landing rate was 181. Pretty good. But we tried to butter it too much. That was that's actually not the way you should do it. You should try to get landing within that within those white lines, right? And not wait. Let's see, which one is this? 711. How do you see which one is which here? Okay, 7112 should be good enough. No follow me needed. What the hell is that? God damn, some tree started growing on the airfield. I do hope it's not related to the AI model of that Fly UK cargo, but I doubt it is. It's 100% connected to this scenery. But at least you can see the shadows from it. That's pretty cool. Oh, wait, now we're pushing way too far. Is this the 777, or do they want us to go further? They want us to go a bit further, actually. That should be enough. Sorry about that, guy, but we are already far enough. Shutting right and left engines. We'll shut these lights as well. We have everything set as it should be. We can submit PIREP. Thank you for flying with There we go. Good. Happy days. Let's have a look at our landing. Let's do first this one. Yeah, a bit of stuttering. Let's have a look. This is the one with nail. Or nail, but we managed to land enough in time. Or at least we managed to land, right? We had the missed approach, and it was quite on point. Generally, no complaints. It's very easy to land the PMDG if we compare, for example, to the flight factor. That's where I'm also a bit hesitant in terms of is X-Plane actually much better, because it does feel more alive, right? And this is not far back. We need to go back. That should be sufficient, I think. And maybe even a bit too much. We could go back to 1-1. So here's the failed attempt. We won't see the other planes now, but we'll at least be able to see our failed attempt at trying to land. Really nice, these forests and stuff. I think this is all autogen. Looks really good. Maybe not so green now because it's fall, but I wonder how they look during the summer. Probably even better. So we're a bit high. Not by much, but a little bit. And we're fast. We're high and fast. And then let's see. I tried to, but that leads us to floating. So we're basically floating until I decide to go around. So at this point, I still tried to figure, but look at that, we're not even coming down. Did we even touch the ground? Whoa. Was that the thrust or stuttering that made us, yeah. It was the right call though. We wouldn't want to have landed in the middle of the runway. That would have been a bad look, even though we would have sufficient runway to stop. But yeah, how long until we got them gears retracted? I have some oddities. Some oddities. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As I said probably like 10 videos ago, I do try to sometimes do these long hauls, but then I'll just show the start of it and the end of it. Usually they go quite well, sometimes they don't, like today with the missed approach. But hopefully you enjoy it anyway. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Until next time, bye bye.